Madden.
The controversial Suburban rail loop project has recorded its third annual operating loss. It is now nearly $3 million in the red amid ballooning staff expenses and soaring salaries. For more, we are now joined live by Opposition MP Jess Wilson. Good afternoon to you, Jess. A report has revealed the project employs a staggering 650 office staff, so that's office staff only. How can that be justified?
It can't be justified, Rebecca. This is a project that has been slated by the government for $35 billion, a rail line from Cheltenham to Box Hill, and it is a project that the Auditor General said is going to be over $40 billion already. And now we have a situation where there's over 600 employees for a project that hasn't even started. It's only commissioned early works.
What would you imagine the 650 office staff are doing?
It's a very good question, and what we've said continuously is to the government, don't proceed with this project. Don't sign the contracts. Victoria is heading towards $188 billion of debt. $26 million a day Victorians will be paying in interest in the coming years. That's more than $1 million an hour, and yet we have the government with an authority that has over 600 employees on a project that's barely up and running.
Jess, let's talk salaries. We've got a pool of executives taking home a share of $33 million.
That's right. We're seeing executives paid, on average, $322,000. That simply doesn't pay the pub test in a cost of living crisis. I think Victorians can rightly ask, does the government have its priorities right? What could that $33 million be spent on? Could it be spent on filling in potholes, in investing in our teacher workforce? We have a crisis when it comes to our teaching workforce here in Victoria. Or could it be invested in our hospital system? We have ambulances not turning up on time. We have hospital beds desperately needed in this state, yet we're seeing executives paid over $300,000 for a project that should not be proceeded with.
Jess, on the other hand, though, this is a very big project that is going to fundamentally change the shape of Victoria for the future. We do want the best people to work on this project, and that comes with a high salary.
Well, what we want to see is value for money. And what's been made clear by reports about the Suburban Railroad is it is not value for money. There is not that cost benefit. And what we want to understand is how the government can proceed with a project that is already slated to be over budget, over $40 billion for just the first stage, when we have an interest bill of $26 million a day and we're not investing in our essential services. We're not investing in our healthcare system or education system. We're not investing in fixing our roads. That's the problem here in Victoria.
Just briefly also, there's a pretty significant story around today. 131 annual reports were missing today. The government said those from courts and health services, the government says they're not ready yet. When do you think we will see them?
Well, I'm not hopeful we'll see them anytime soon, Rebecca. We've seen today 131 reports that are required under legislation to be tabled in the Parliament today, and the government has simply refused to do so. And it's not a coincidence that of those 131, 76 are of our hospitals, of our ambulance services, of 000. These are all the services and the organisations that are in critical need of financial stability. And we've seen over recent time cash flow issues when it comes to our hospitals, not being able to pay invoices or wages on time. So it's no surprise that the government's refused to table these reports today.
OK, we'll have to leave it there this afternoon. Jess Wilson, appreciate